Welcome to Conspiracy Fact Daily, March 5th. Okay, we had a primary this weekend, and of course, we didn't win. Of course, Ron Paul did not win the Washington primary, but it looks like everything coming from the campaign and those on the ground out in Washington, everything they're reporting is that we got most of the delegates. Romney may have edged us out a little bit based on some reporting, but it looks like in Washington we essentially tied in delegates. So that's fantastic. That is great. And we got second in the popularity poll, so that's pretty good too. Now, tomorrow, I'm not going to talk a whole lot about the campaign today, but tomorrow we have Super Tuesday. Super Tuesday, the word itself, when you put super in front of something, Superman, that's a pretty impressive man. He can spin the earth on its axis, that kind of stuff. So Super Tuesday must be a pretty Super Tuesday. But really, it's not that huge tomorrow. I think in years past it's been a pretty big deal, but tomorrow you don't have Pennsylvania, you don't have Virginia, you don't have California, you don't have Texas. A lot of those huge states. And according to a number that I read today, you're looking at, by the end of Super Tuesday, whatever happens, you're still looking at less than 50% of the delegates decided in this primary. So I think we need to hold off and wait for some of these bigger states before we start making any predictions or get concerned about what's happening. Alright, but we got some insight from the Paul campaign this weekend. It looks like out of these 7 states, they feel confident that they're going to win 3 of them. Idaho being one of them, Alaska, and North Dakota. So that's pretty good for them to come right out and say that. They're usually very cautious, and they don't like to toot horns, so to speak. So hopefully Alaska, Idaho, and North Dakota will be in the bag. And in other news, Israel, it basically is assumed that they have already decided to attack Iran. And all sources are saying before fall comes around, Israel will have attacked Iran. So that's really sad to hear. If you go to my blog, conspiracyfactdaily.blogspot.com, I've got some interesting articles on there and some insightful words from some other alternative media folks about the potential Third World War that is being conjured up in the tradition of what Albert Pike spoke of so long ago. If you don't know who Albert Pike is, check out that video on conspiracyfactdaily.blogspot.com. There's 2 more things that I really want to talk about today. 1, I want to talk about cancer, and 2, I want to talk about Karl Marx. Now, to try to cover cancer and Karl Marx in about 7 minutes. But I think I can do it. I watched a documentary this weekend. Maybe you have seen it. It's called A Beautiful Truth. Now, if you go to my blog, conspiracyfactdaily.blogspot.com, I've got links on there to the book and the DVD. If you know anybody who has cancer, if you have a relative who knows somebody who has cancer, if you are within 3 degrees of anybody that has cancer, please tell them about these books and tell them about the documentary A Beautiful Truth, because there is hope for the cure for cancer. The name of the doctor, Dr. Gerson, early 1900s, came up with the cure for cancer. Without getting too much into details, he essentially created the correct diet which will cure cancer, and there are countless cases documented in the film where patients take his treatment and take on his diet and defeat their cancer. I'll talk a little bit more on the other side and get into Karl Marx.